Good morning, fish people. I'm Alan Nosh from FishOn TV, and I've just had a nice little journey down to the Glebe, and that's where we're fishing today. I don't know whether if you remember in the Maven match this, I was fishing next to a lovely guy called Clive Hamilton. He won our lake that day in the Maven match this qualifier, and he's invited me down to the Glebe for the Angling Trust Masters teams of 6, which I was highly delighted with, which is brilliant because not only that, I'll be back here on Wednesday for the 3rd round of the UK Champs, which, as you know, I'm not doing very well in at the minute. So it's going to be a great day with some mighty fishermen with the looks of it. I've just seen Andy King. I've just followed him in actually. I saw him at the cafe, so he brought me a little shortcut with a look at it, because I'll never find my way through there again. So thank you, Andy Kinder. So it's teams of 6. I do know that there's going to be sections, and I think there'll be an individual at some point. I'm not 100% certain how that's going to work, but your team, you're fishing for your team. If you win your section, your team gets 1 point. So the lower the points, obviously, the higher up the leaderboard you are, and I think that's how it's going to work. And then if there's like if it's a draw on section points, I think it goes to the highest weight or something like that. I'm not 100% certain of all the rules, but you get my drift. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's a little bit blustery today. I've got Clive's friend Darren. I've forgotten his surname. Sorry, Darren. Sorry. What's your surname, Darren? Somebody else. Darren Acton. That's right. He's a member down here, so once I draw my peg, he's going to give me a little bit of inside information, and he's going to do the same for me in the UK Angling Championship. So thank you, Darren. What a mighty man you are. So we've had to bring something down. We've got to pay his fees and then bring something for a raffle. So why not give them a famous grouse? Quite like it actually, but I just don't drink too much whiskey. It's just now and again, maybe at Christmas or something. So that's my little donation towards the raffle. I'm going to get in there, meet a few of the boys. I don't know how the draw's going to go, so whether I can video it or not, I don't know. We'll just have to see. I'll take the camera along, and if I can get a few pictures, I will do. So we shall either see you at the draw or see you on the bank. Over and out. See you soon. I'm not saying GoPro, stop recording.
Yesterday? Yeah. Oh, M-Peg. M-Peg. You've got 2 pegs in yours. You've got another one. You've got a really good one coming up. M-Peg. Oh, little girl's peg. Oh, no. Oh, 80s, really. Oh, another rocket ship. Very good peg. Well drawn. What do you mean? That's a great draw. Well drawn. Fantastic draw. Well drawn. That is good.
That's our draw done. Girl's peg, I think. I've got which side of it. I don't know what that means. But yeah, let's have a quick look.
I think so. A little one that's a little bit better than the rest.
Yeah. Cheers, mate.
My fellow men do the hard work, so it's a piece of cake for me. The interesting thing is, I was just looking back, believe it or not, we've been doing this event for 32 years. It started off as the ACA Masters, and of course now it's the Angling Trust. So, as I say, a lot of water's gone under the bridge since then. All of you are members of the Angling Trust, and I'm sure you all get the e-letters coming through. You'll always speak to people, and I'm sure people say to you, why do I have to be a member? Well, basically you're all ambassadors, and you can see the level of work that the Trust does, particularly at government level, local council level, in fact all over the country level. Not just, of course, on the coarse fishing, trout fishing and sea fishing as well. So obviously that's why we're here today supporting them. On the other side of the Trust, of course, is Fish Legal. And again, you all should be reading your e-letters and see some of the cases they take on. They've even took on the government in cases and won them. So water authorities, great big companies are no problem, and they do a great job for us. I'm sure we wouldn't have such fantastic fishing as we have without the Angling Trust. Okay, moving on a little bit. I'm hoping you all have a great day today. Everybody's bought a raffle prize. This year I'm going to do something different. As you know, we support a lot of charities, and charities in particular have really struggled this year to raise money. Since we've been doing the charity events, just in here alone we've raised over £100,000 to various charities. So when we do the raffle this year, all the money that I collect from the raffle will be going into our charity account for next year, and unless anybody's got any specific objections, all of this will go into the Marie Curie fund. We support, as you know, various charities, but I'm planning all of what we raise today to go into the Marie Curie. I'm sure all of us here, or most of us, have been affected by somebody who's been seriously ill, and it is a charity that does a fantastic job, and they're having a hard time like all charities are. Okay, I'm hoping next year, of course, we run really good.
Perfect. Here we are on peg 86. Pull 6. Apparently it's a right dolly peg, as they call it. And I was told to go short to start with, which I have done. And all I've had is a skimmer. So 20 minutes on that. I noticed a guy catching up to island on my right. So we're half an hour in. First chuck to the island, which you've just seen there. Now there's a carp short here at top. First chuck in, up to the island, still not sunk, and within 30 seconds it was straight round. Not the biggest, at 3.5 pound, but it was a fish straight away, so I don't know whether you could see where that landed, but that is in A1 position, right tight up to the island, pretty close to that white marker. So they reckon if you don't catch £100 here, there's something wrong. But I did listen to a guy yesterday. He said he was here for a first hour and a half, and he only had £25 in net. And he ended up yesterday. He ended up fishing shallot in that wind. How the hell you can do that, I don't know. He ended up with £286 out of this. I've heard all this before. Big weights one day, shite next day. But it is supposed to be the peg on the complex, but we shall see. I've also been told to keep feeding 8mm pellets about 3/4 of the way across to the right of the aerator, which is of course what I'm doing. Not tight to the radiator, a couple of yards away. Don't want it charging in there, do we? And it's just short as well, as far as the pellets will go. Even though it looks calm here, the wind's all over the place. It is quite breezy. Well, we'll see how we get on, and I'll give you some updates. See you soon, fingers crossed for my team. And me. As soon as I turned the camera off, I wouldn't say it went straight around, it was a strange bite. I remember last time, I left it too long before I struck at them strange bites. That little shaky, vibrating taps. So I struck at that one, first time it did it. It's a carp, I remember. It was a few hours in last time. I wasn't striking at those. So far, ladies and gentlemen. Stay still, stay still. 2 bites, 2 fish, no bloody hook pulls. Now, there we go. Let's get straight back in. I'm into another one. This is my 3rd carp. I got broke. Went straight into something and got snagged and broke. But the bites, they're not heaving it round. They're just steady little pulls, which I remember last time took me a while. Not what you'd expect. I do remember it took me ages to realise. You expect carp dragging it round, but I think fishing that far out with a long 50 centimetre hook length, it's not like a method feed where they drag it straight off rod rest. So any kind of reasonable movement, more than a liner type movement, I'm lifting. This is 3 fish in 20 minutes, hooked into 4. I know the guy that's in our team, I've forgotten his name, he fished shallow, but it's not my strength that. I feeder fishing I'm confident with, so fishing for a team, I've got to fish to my strengths. Whether it's the right way to catch a big weight here, I don't know, but I'm quite happy catching these on the feeder, and hopefully bomb, and hopefully my margins later. I'm trying to get into all these reeds and everything to my left. They do put some mighty battles up in here, I remember that last time. They're angry fish, they don't like being hooked. £6, and that's why it was as angry as what it was. And they did say foul hook quite a few, and this one is, and that's because of the long hook length. But it's there, it's another fish. Right, let's get straight back in. See you soon. Right, it's we're an hour and a half in. I've got 23 on my clicker. It might be a pound less, it might be a few pound more, not sure. Quite happy with that so far. Just had a right downpour. Gone back out tight to the where the marker is out there. Like I say, the bites have really completely different to what you'd expect. Like the last 2 fish I've just had were little dropbacks. Not a lot, just a little bit, bang fish. So far I've just had the one hook pull. Well, it wasn't a hook pull, I don't know, it got snagged somewhere along there. not heard too much splashing to my right, to be honest with you. Don't know whether, I mean, there's one or two fish milling about, and it does make you think, shall I go shallow, but I don't know, I've wasted some time shallow. It's not my strength. I feel confident with this. I feel confident on bomb. I feel confident with my margin. Confident with top 2 and 2. I've got to stick to that. I am dying to get a shallow again. I have got a pellet waggler set up. Don't know how it works here, because like I say, I've never fished it, so I keep feeding the bomb line. So if I don't have a bite after this one, oh, forgot to put the timer on. How long have we got? 1 minute 20. I'm leaving it in no more than sort of 3 minutes to keep the bait going in. And what I've chosen this time, I've not gone for the actual cage feed. I've gone for a little block end feeder, because with the cage, I don't want all them micros. So I've got micros and ground bait. I don't want them going everywhere. I'm going to try and keep them in as small a spot as possible and just come out on the retrieve. See if I can get them foul hooks down a little bit. Whether that's the right thing to do or not, I don't know. But it's working. I'm getting a few bites. And I've seen them trying out. I've seen the odd fish. I've seen them on the feeder themselves out there. But I've not heard too much splashing. Looks like a guy's gone on paste. I'm going to try that myself, but Darren says, no, it's definitely a pellet venue. You'll be all right with pellets, so I've got to listen to that advice on it. Even though I know paste does work at this time of year. As you've seen with Kev, the paste man. So I'll give you some updates as we go along. See you soon. Right, best cover the camera. You saw that with the feeder then, didn't you? That's the problem we have with the long up lengths. Fish going mad like this. It's just been pissing it down, blowing a bloody hole in what it's supposed to do. Now it's red hot. In the space of about 10 minutes. We're putting a mighty battle up. My arm's dropping off. I haven't mentioned, but there's some mighty anglers here today. Mighty fishermen, should I say, not mighty anglers, too posh. There's Ben Bell's here. Andy Finlay, I've seen. And Craig Tidswell, who qualified for Naval Match this on Saturday. He's here. Adam Wakeling, he's here. So there's some class acts. Chris Barley, he's here. And he seems to have a decent team. Andy Kinder, he's a mighty fisherman, he's Andy. Come on, you bloody thing. I've £286 to catch off this peg. No pressure, no pressure. Get Jam on. See you soon. Even though I was still catching on the feeder, it just slowed up a little bit. And I've been dying to try the bomb line, but I find it hard to come off when you're catching fish off a line. And I've gone on the bomb line. You didn't see the first one. I've had 2 chucks, and this is my second fish. And so like Darren said, keep feeding on your bomb line. He says, after an hour and a half or 2, give it a go. And that's what I've done. With 3 hours, 10 minutes left. Can't remember what I got in net. I've got 40 odd pounds, it might be 50 after this. I'm not sure how big this is. They don't seem to be as big a stamp as the other lake that we fished, but they're still sort of 5 pound-ish. I've not had any 8 pounders, 9 pounders, not like that. Come on, let's get you in here, bugger. There we go. Well, that's another one in the net, another 5 pounder, so puts me on to 47 with 3 hours 10 minutes to go, so not bad. But I'm not seeing anybody to me right catching, and I think it's fishing hard. But you know, the amount of people that have said, you know, girls peg, little girls peg, apparently it's a flyer, this apparently. So I can only try and do my best and get as much as I can in the net for the team, and that's what I'm doing. I don't give a rat's ass what they caught yesterday. It's a different day today. 286 pound. One of our lads in our team, so he's a mighty fisherman. Right, let's get back over those pellets. Let's see if we can get another one. I'll just cast it beyond them. There we go. Like that. It seems a little bit silty. When I've on short the yard, if I've not quite cast right, it does seem a little bit silty, this bottom. Because the feeder seems to plug, so I'm just doing what I normally do. I like to move it a little bit if I think it's silty. And I've been keeping it on here because these bites, whack, have been straight round. So there we go, little update for you. Steady away, steady away. 286 pound. No chance. Right, see you soon. I'm still on the bomb. Been on it 20 minutes, fish number 5. I've got 61 on my clicker, plus hopefully this. Get out of there. They don't come straight to top like F1s, do they? Start with it. Yeah, bugger. Oh, my arm's dropping off. Fish number 5. Right. Like I say, the stamp of them's like maybe 3.5 to 4 pound. Where's these 5 to 8 pounders? Get in. I'll give that 3. Puts me on £64. Right, hold out. Right, a little update for you. I think I'm up to about £87. There's a couple of hours to go, just short of a couple of hours. 1 hour, 50 minutes. And I've got Kelvin Acton behind me. He's watching me. He's putting pressure on me. Giving me a few tips. So he says that most people are struggling, but I thought they were because I haven't seen them bagging to my right. And he says I'm doing half all right. So even though I'm on the little girl's peg, as they say, the flyer, doesn't really matter, does it? I'm in a cracking day's fishing. I've got a few fishing net. What more do you want than that? Apart from it pissing it down now and again. So let's see. In fact, I've just landed one for him. Cast it out and it were round within 10 seconds. He keeps reminding me I've got to keep feeding that line because I've just been broke. Don't know whether I've mistied it. But he's also told me there's some mighty fishermen also done very poor on this peg, so it doesn't matter, does it? So long as you can only do your best. There we go, little tap there. So I haven't had as many hook pulls today, but it seems like I'm doing okay. Trying to get over the magic ton, that's what you've got to do to be not classed as a little girl fishing in the best peg. So we'll see how we get on. We'll give you some updates as we get along. Over and out, see you soon. I've gone over the ton. I've got 102 on my clicker, but I've just lost 6 on my pole. 6 or 7 short. No reason. Have them on for about 3 or 4 minutes. I'm bloody up with pole just as it's coming to the net. That's a bad run of them. So I just thought, right, I'll just give it a little flick with bomb down there, and it's literally, I've had 2 in 5 minutes. It's just gone straight round. I don't know where, I mean, one of them were actually foul hooked on the pole. I can't get called a little girl. I'm sure some of these guys will still think I've been peg wasting, but I've broke the ton. It's been a great day's fishing, a bit frustrating because I do think I should have had another 20 or 30 pound in net if I hadn't lost those bloody things. So this is another one about £6, 5 or 6 pounds, so that's about 107, 108, I think, something like that. So I'll get this unhooked and we'll get back in. See, so margin, I've had a few down there, a margin fish. First put in, bang. About half an hour to go. I've got 117 on clicker. I said, it's a shame I lost that. I had that run of losing a few. I've been up to about 130, 140. Here we go. But it's been a cracking day and I enjoyed it. I'm sure fishing this peg a few times you get to know what's what. Oh, but it's unbelievable knowing what, if you know what you're doing. Definitely a good peg. There you go, a decent margin fish. So we'll get him on hooked and we'll get back in. Right folks, that's the end of the match. Being a bit semi-skinned at the end there, I've lost, was it tilted? I've lost about 9 in the last half hour. I lost one right on the shout, just there. Bloody thing pulled out. Top 2 and 2, well, top 2 and 3. I lost about 6 on top for no reason, just pulling out. As you saw, I went and bombed down there and I got a few like that, but I'm pretty sure coming down here a few times, fishing it a little bit different maybe. Margins, God, Bennett. I've had some fish hooked on margins, but bloody hell, they've just trashed me to death. I've two rigs been trashed in the last half hour, lost 9 fish, But I've got, what have I got on my clicker? I've got 132 on my clicker. I think I should have had £200 here today with the fish that I've lost. I lost about 3 during the day, plus these 9 at the end. It could have been a £200 day, that. I've certainly hooked into at least £200 of fish. But God, are they hungry here. But it's been thoroughly enjoyable. Great experience. At least I've broke the 100. I reckon you must break 100 on this peg. Apparently it's fished quite hard all the way down. There's a guy that's a regular here that's in the money most weeks, call him Jamie. He's about 140, 150 pound. He's caught in his edge later on. Like I say, if I could have kept those fish on, and I'm not going to make any excuses there. I don't think it's the gear I got, you know, the hooks or anything like that. It's into them reeds. One fish came back and I got to get clump around it when I landed it. It's been a right experience. You need proper gear on to get them out of there. Just in front of me here, I will set 2 rigs up for that line next time, because if you get trash, because there's some big ones came along at the end, and they were taking it. I was shipping right out. The elastic were right out there. There were some big fish down there. So maybe a slightly heavier elastic next time. I'm not sure. I don't think I'll go bigger than a 16 hook. I don't think you need to do. That's been an experience. Certainly top 2 and 2 on this peg, just down at top 2 and 2, top 2 and 3, 5 to 8 metres. Plenty of fish down there. That's something that's in the bank for next time. I will definitely have 2 rigs in case something goes wrong down there. I also noticed that if I came off the bottom, when I was on the bottom, I was getting skimmer bites and then a carp. Came off the bottom where the tip of the float was just hanging on, and bang, it was a carp every go, but I lost every one. A bit frustrating. But thoroughly enjoyed it. Feeder fishing, bomb fishing, waggler fishing. I hardly lost any fish at all out there. It's just been this area in the last hour that could have put me right up there today. But I've got to say, what a fishery, what a cracking day. So Clive Hamilton, thanks for inviting me. Great experience. I have some gear to fix for the UK Angling Championships. But that's great. It's been a great day. So I hope you enjoyed this video so far. We'll see you at the weigh-in, and we'll see you at the presentation. See you soon.
Down on pool 6. Okay, third place was Alan Morris, 118. Is Alan here? Well done on the venue, I think, wasn't it, Alan? In second place, awesome performance, in fact, near enough the man of the match, Pete Cat. Well done, well done after the rules you on it. Awesome. In first place, 165 was Jamie Adcock. Well done, Jamie. Okay, down, we're now on pool 4. Pool 4 in third place. In fifth place, 29 points, was the Monkeys.
Well done.
And in fourth place, with 23 points, was the Friesland's Protein.
Well done.
With 22 points was Team Harris.
Well done.
Well done. But second place today, with 1 point difference, was Mallory Park Pink Ridge. I must say, a brilliant performance with the red shirts on. Team Daiwa with 13 points. Well done, Team Special thanks to all those who weighed in and helped.
Right, that's the end of the match. You've seen the presentation. You've seen me collect this. Get in. Third place in my section, so, and believe it or not, the fish I lost right at the end, that cost me a second place. I'd have had to land every fish that I had on today to win my lake. 165 I think it was, and I had 118. I know I said I got 132 on the clicker. Better to be safe than sorry. If it was 3 to 3.5 pound, I would put in 4 because I didn't want to go over the net limit. I didn't want anything taken off. You can't afford that, can we? So that's why it was a little bit out. I'd forgotten actually when I give that little speech at the end. I'd forgotten I'd done that, but that's why it was over. I was making sure I was under the net limits. So, thoroughly enjoyable day. I know I've thanked you before, Clive, but thank you very much for the invite. Really enjoyed it. It's great. Give me a bit more of an insight to the Glebe when I fish the UK Champs on Wednesday. Right. Not going to rabbit on too much about it. I don't need to say about the fishing because I've already done that. Great day, and I think it was Team Daiwa that won it. And if I'd have had 9 ounces more, I'm not sure they would have won it, and we would have come third instead of fourth. Our team was called Frenzied something or other, and we came fourth. So Lee, I know you were moaning in our team, thinking we were going to come last because of all those mighty fishermen. We came fourth, and we weren't fat, only 1 point off coming third. So I think we did all right. We didn't do too bad at all. But the winner on the day, I forgot which pool he was on. Carl Williams, 230 something pounds. So what a mighty fisherman you are. Well done, son. It was nice to meet you down there, by the way. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it, and I hope you've enjoyed the little video. So the next time you'll see me will be on the bank at Moorfield Farm at Goole. So once again, thanks for watching, and don't forget, fish on, guys. GoPro, stop recording.